Okay, can you guys hear me? Yeah, I think you can. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, you guys have a lot of questions. I am going to, I guess, make like a spreadsheet or something. I'm just gonna write them in Notepad. And, how do I share my screen without doing something stupid? And answer like as many as I can, but I also obviously I'm gonna forward them to the guy as well. Yeah, my effing mic. Okay, okay, the mic is better now. It's like redlining. Okay, cool. Um, where's desktop? Okay. Okay, chat, is this real? Okay, I'm just gonna start from the top up here. Which is over here. Okay, why would he share the pics here and not to a well-esteemed journalist? I mean, no offense to you as a YouTuber, but it does seem a bit strange to share it through this type of platform. So this one was right up here. I actually like completely agree with you, and I'm equally as confused. I don't know. Like in the original email, he said he had another creator that like, but the creator like backed out or had other plans. And I don't really know why he emailed me specifically. Maybe he emailed a bunch of people. Maybe some people said yes. Some people a lot of people just said no. I'm not exactly sure. I had the exact same question, especially since like, damn, I can't copy these questions. There we go. Especially since like my channel, I was trying to like revive my channel, but it was a little bit kind of like going down. So it wasn't like it wasn't that big of a, like I'm not that popular right now like I was much more in the past. But I'll ask him this question. Okay, there's another question right here from Aperture. Here's mine. You're obviously going to get pushback on the odd-looking UAPs, e.g. the ceiling fan, especially on a social media platform. So my question is, why base community readiness on YouTube? Another good question. Some of these are the same questions I have. Okay. From V here. V's asking, are devices like this also seen in Europe and especially in Germany? And where? So, I can partially answer this. So in the email, where did he say this? I have the emails here. Somewhere he said that, so these images are from like aren't just from the United States. Like they're images from data sets that apparently are like from multiple countries. And he said that somewhere in the email, but I forgot like where exactly. Maybe I can find it. I can't search this image because I had to redact it. Anyways, I'll copy that. I'm sure there's more questions building up, and I want to make sure I get to them. Okay. Okay, Aaron here says religious implications. I'm not sure if that's a question. Okay, I just want to know if Jordan Morales asks, I just want to know if not him. Okay, but would you, so I'm assuming you're asking me personally, be willing to testify under oath to Congress in a similar fashion to Schellenberger that what, at the very least, what you were saying is the truth? Yes. In fact, I mean, like, I think Schellenberger's like an author, and he's been on some, I don't know. In fact, I watched, I was actually kind of inspired by Schellenberger because, well, just how I think about this now, because when he was answering questions to Congress, they kept asking him like, okay, would you like tell us your sources, and people, various people in Congress kept asking him these questions, and he's like, I will go to prison like before I share my or die before I share my sources, and he's like, I will not reduce the universe or the scope of my sources, like it's like that, and that's I think that's how it's the most responsible way to approach it, and it's also the way to that's how I'm just going to approach it. If this person who's sending me stuff is legitimate, it's very that relationship of trust there is extremely like important. So I would never do anything to either jeopardize that, and if let's say I were to jeopardize that, then no one would ever trust me like with anything else. Yeah. Okay, so Riker here asks, why aren't you sharing the raw images on a link for us to see? The quality is awful, shaking us down for views. So this is not true. The images that I showed you all were the that was the highest quality images that I had, like that you could not have gotten the images. I'm like, you couldn't see them in a higher quality, like if I were to share them, than if you were to just screenshot them from like a frame on the screen. I mean, I guess you get a little bit more, but I'm not sure. I guess I could probably do that, but at the same time, I think I'd want permission from the dude to do that. And yes, I guess I am shaking you down for views. Not that much, but a little. Okay. So Aaron asks, he already say that the vetting process would be too invasive. I don't remember that anywhere. Okay. Riker just removed his message live. I forgot what it was. Okay, random zeros next. What would the purpose of the spikes be? Okay, so you are let me see if I can actually do something here. One second. I'm gonna try and like actually open the image file. I have to do this very carefully. Where is it? So we can like, I guess, look at the images together. Okay. Okay, I think it's okay. Not that one. Okay. I feel like I'm like walking on like ice here. Okay, so where are we at? Okay, what would be the purpose of this? What would the purpose of the spikes be? Okay, so I'm assuming you're referring to the chandelier looking UAP here. By the way, this is the image he gave me. All I've done is add these blurs. It's the same thing I showed in the video. Like these spikes down here at the chandelier one. I don't know. Like you kind of think like maybe like some sort of an antenna type thing, but I don't. It doesn't. It just that doesn't make any sense. I have no clue. However, I will write that down as a question. Okay. Okay, Millennium, what is it? Millisecond Falcon asks, are all of the gray/black and white images from infrared sensors? Some seem to have light and shadow as if they're visible light images, not IR. Interesting. So I can't say that I'm an expert at, this is a really freaking good question. I'm not like an expert at how IR images resolve or like how these images were taken, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Like for example, this one, well, I guess you can't, I will say in the, like, well, in this one too, I will say the ones that are blurred have a similar effect. Like they have light and shadows. But I'll write this down. He does mention something like this. Okay. Here's about the images, for context, that image and several others were gathered using different classified systems, HUD captures, thermal optics, and FLIR from platforms operated not just by the U.S. But also by, okay, we're talking a range of sources, each with their own capabilities and classifications. Some of these images date back decades, others are more recent, and yes, some originate from allied agencies. You're seeing a mix, like it or not. So I guess that kind of answers that question. Okay, Aaron asks, I'm more intrigued by the Lockheed leaks. Well, if those could be verified, that would lead me to believe the UAPs are also real. There's just not enough here right now to have any sort of credibility. Well, yeah, I think that's a bit of a paradox because it's like I don't know, like even it makes me a little bit nervous, even though like this person gave me the images to if it's like classified technology or something. Like if I don't know. Um, I will say to this, I've been emailed by two people, and the two people emailed me about, and this will lead to some credibility. They emailed me about this image right here, and because I think these people are like pretty hardcore like UFO researchers, and they gave me a bunch of documentation about this, and the documentation matched up with what this picture looks like in terms of this encounter, but this image had never been seen before, and that starts to like kind of bridge a sort of credibility, I think, to things. I'm gonna make a video about it. It's like one thing at a time. Yeah, but so in terms of credibility, we're making a bit of progress there. Okay. Devin, is the 4chan story about an underwater mobile UAP construction facility true? Okay, personally, I don't know what this is, but I'll just like write it down, and maybe we follow up on that. Okay. Aaron asks, there's already multiple AI generated photos on Reddit that look near identical to these. Yeah, I mean, these would be, I know. Also, why so much compression? The redaction should be enough to remove any identifiers. I mean, I have the same like question. Like I could, the way I'd probably make these actually is I would use like Blender and then take like a screenshot and Photoshop it. Well, at least for a few of them. But I will save this as like why so much compression, because I mean he put them all in this like image, but they're like pretty small. Okay. I'm sorry I'm going so slow, guys. I'm just trying to get to each one. Okay, I watched a similar object to the another boomerang fly across the sky at except more round. It was literally like a boomerang, and it made no noise, and it was completely calm. I mean, I've seen a UFO before too. I haven't seen a boomerang, although it was nighttime. It just flew across the horizon in like 4 seconds. The boomerangs are really confusing to me, because like it's like, okay, the boomerangs, it's like now they have wings, which seems like they're trying to use the force or get the force of lift from flight, and from what we've seen from other UAPs, which are able to do like 2,000 Gs or something, it just seems like a medieval technology. Okay. Riker asks, okay, holy crap, it is Nova Corp ships from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, some of these do look like they're from like video games or something. BT Abyss, I already saw these images, but they were always unfocused, censored, captured with weird colors, and of low quality. I'm happy to see them uncensored. Well, I mean, I still think we have a ways to go. Like I wish wish we had like some better images too. But making progress. Okay, now that they're clean, I can say that stuff is really weird. Yep. Okay. Okay. And we're moving. Okay, I need to get into. Okay, I'm at Bryce, little child. I think the email dude was a I think he's saying phony. No reason to be sensitive over disclosing images. It's sus. I gave up on trying to like. I mean, I'm not. I don't. Who knows what's going on in this guy's like world? I could see. Let's say like you're in a position like whomever this person is. I could see it being somewhat of an emotional experience to leak stuff if this stuff is true, like assuming it's true. And I don't know, that could, like, I've even felt it a little bit. I don't know, it's just there's something kind of something weird about it, and a little bit like nerve-wracking. Okay. Do you wash your legs? Yes, I do. Okay. This person thinks it's BS. I will say, like, if anyone's making BS out of this, the person benefiting the most from it right now, it would be me. I like this, like I'm surprised no one's like tried to say that like I'm just making this up, because like. I mean, I'm not getting that, like a couple $100, maybe up to like $1,000 or something from ad revenue, from these videos. But like, I mean, that's not that much. I don't see any reason for the guy sending me stuff. And this is now assuming that you just believe that I'm being true about everything. The guy sending me stuff to do what he did, because like he's not, unless he's just really bored. I don't think that it's just, I don't think it's BS. Okay. Okay. This John Slavin, the blurred images should be shown in full detail if people are going to be convinced. Secret U.S. military tech would be one of the only things that would convince the average person. Okay. Like, you might want to watch the congressional hearing that they had about this. And also, there's a podcast that Luis Elenzado, I don't know how to pronounce his name, did with Diary of a CEO. And he like really goes into this, and like a lot of the rationale for the way they're doing things makes sense. Like there's a right way to release this stuff, and there's a wrong way. And the wrong way could, like, you don't necessarily, you wouldn't want to put secret military tech information like just in the public, so like adversaries could know about it. That's how he explained it, and I think that makes sense. So it's like they have to do it very carefully, but I think like the ball's rolling. Okay. Do you know what's the sad part? Google Mails are not anonymous or private. I'm not going to comment on that. Nolan Taylor, he told of cooperation between allies regarding this topic. Does he know of any cooperation with adversaries? So I don't know, like, the information I know is everything I've shared in the videos. I'll ask him this question. I keep saying him, but I don't know if it's a him or her. I believe Luis Elenzado talked about this. And he actually talks about it a bit in the Diary of a CEO podcast that he did. Something about like UAPs turning on and off like nuclear capabilities in various countries. But he kind of quickly like stops talking about it. But yeah, I'll ask the guy this question. Do you know who else has UFO footage? Oh, my mom. Haha. Okay. This is Jess Python. This is the most convincing stuff I've seen in a while. I mean, I prefer videos. I wish the pictures or the images were like bigger. I mean, they don't appear anywhere else from a Google reverse image search. I don't know. Like, I'm still waiting. Okay. Robin Cedarholm asks, this question will, oh, Jesus. Okay. Dear. Okay, there's a, I didn't realize chat just got this big. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just try and go faster now. Robin Sederholm, this question will probably pop up if it hasn't already, but why did he change his mind based on some people being skeptical of the ceiling fan UFO? I don't get why that made him change his mind. I was a little confused about that as well, but I think it may have been symbolic of people not appreciating what he was doing. That's how I took it. I think he I would say if I were to ask him this person this question, they would probably say they already answered it. Okay, Nasher 27. The first emails sounded somewhat professional and credible. The second email sounds like it was written by a schizo LARPer and kind of killed it for me. It seemed like they're okay. If you like, as a YouTuber, I wouldn't say I'm a YouTuber. I guess I'm a YouTuber, but if I make a video, and let's say like you put a lot of effort or you're risking something or something like that into it, then you're bombarded with like a bunch of comments, and sometimes those comments can be like really aggravating. Like this is, and this isn't like this is a pretty normal thing. I think what may have happened is that he wasn't necessarily get used to, because in a way like he kind of made that video, that was his child, or his or her whatever child, and he probably wasn't used or expecting to like see people like troll things in the comments and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I'm a bit more used to, and a lot of other YouTubers are. So like if you just, you just jump in the spotlight and then you see how people respond, it can bother you a bit. Just because like no one's perfect. And, but yeah. And so, okay, here for the comments said, because he's pissy. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, Random Zero. I watched A Huge Boomerang years ago for a good few minutes, among other things, when I lived in a town in Ontario. Man, so yeah, I have there's so many people who have seen stuff. I mean, I have relatives that seen stuff. I've seen stuff. Okay, right. Riker says, I just noticed you can get his email from a PC in the more on channels dashboards. Yeah, my email is on the about page of my channel. It's always been there. I don't really care that much. Okay, Skull 3000, why share it now? It is actually a legitimate question. Thank you. Okay, Captain Fruit, question, why do people believe in nonsense even when it's proven to be false? I think that people believe what they want to believe just to spice up their day. Well, yeah, I mean, like, what is a belief? People just, I think sometimes a belief, I think, is a, I mean, I'm not trying to get philosophical in this live stream. I think a belief is, it could be a way for the human mind to lump a bunch of like facts together and form something. Like, or actually, I don't know. It's like, do you choose your beliefs? Because like, if I talk to someone who is believes the earth is flat, I know that I'm not going to be able to change their mind. It doesn't, like, it's like they want to believe it, but I think it's something more than that. Anyways, I'm not going to go off tangent on that. Okay, Bauer, Ravenblack, if we're allowed questions, mine will have to be, why this much activity on your part all of a sudden? Also, why does this activity involve covering things that are almost surely faked? Okay, that's for me. I'm just trying to like get the channel kind of going again or revive it. And that might have like, it was also because the congressional hearing, there's a bunch of clips from that, and I'm like, I'll just try posting these clips. They're pretty cool. And then maybe this person just like saw that, or I'm not exactly sure. And then I posted that, and that blew it, and so the video with this guy's email blew up, and it's just kind of going up. Like, in terms of the channel, why this much activity? I was working, basically, like, I was working on another job for someone else earlier this year, and then I just kind of got into a phase, like right now, where I want to work on Strange Mysteries again and see if I can bring it back. And then there's a bit of luck involved at this point. Okay, Oberon asks, my question is, if he's operating in such an environment, how can he be so thin-skinned that he gets hurt by people questioning him? He's hurt that his hours of Photoshop didn't pay off. I mean, you don't have to load the question by putting that at the end. I think it, like, he already answered this question. Mr. Ash says that, yeah, okay. That probably sounds like me right now. Pluto there, the question I always have is, why risk it? If you know this stuff is real and you know it could get you in big trouble from the government, why risk sharing at all? So I think he kind of brings that up. he says, my responsibility here is to ensure the truth is brought to light. How you choose to proceed is up to you. But I hope the evidence speaks for itself. I'm reaching out with this information that has been classified and intentionally. But I'm gonna copy this question and ask him. Okay, BT Abyss question, does he know what are the possibilities and limits of the vehicles he saw? I'm very curious. Thank you for an actual good question. I don't know. Personally, I don't know like if what information he does and doesn't know, or if he just has access to this stuff. Okay. Nolan Tater. He spoke of cooperation between allies. Is there cooperation with adversaries? This should bring us together if they really mess with our nukes and stuff. Good question. I will copy this. Okay, Jazz Python, what is your main goal for disclosure? Do you simply want people to know or not because you have said that we are undeserving just because we had valid skepticism? Well, I'll copy this. I think that I think it has. I don't know, I think it has to do with maybe the person not expecting the reaction that they originally got, because they weren't used to the type of like reaction that people just have on, or like just the crap people post on YouTube and comments. I think that like I don't really want to like ask them questions about like the emotions and stuff, but yeah, I might paraphrase that. Okay, revert anime. What is the single most alarming aspect of these interactions with Earth that has been intentionally withheld from the public? Okay. Thank you. This is a good question. This is questions like that. I didn't really think of phrasing something like this. Questions like this are why I'm doing this right now. Thank you. What is the single most alarming aspect of these interactions with Earth that has been intentionally withheld from the public, and who benefits from keeping it a secret? I would say probably like the people who might get the technology. Okay. Anton Lucier, I'm very interested in more information about the mothership, a more detailed description. Stop. What? I'm not trying to click on people. That's annoying. It looks like something from Star Wars. I mean, I guess I can ask this question or answer this question. It has wings. I don't think the word mothership is a very good way to maybe the term mother, he originally used the term mothership to describe it because I guess stuff could have come out of it. but it wasn't like when you think of the word mothership, it didn't look like, well, there was no like size comparison in the photo, so I couldn't really say. Like maybe it was massive, but it didn't necessarily look massive. It did have like wings, and then just it like if you saw it, you probably wouldn't think that it was that out of the ordinary, maybe. But it had like a really like, imagine there's like wings and then there's like a big triangle on top of them, and then like just a bay or a door that was looked open in the photo. It was black and white. Ask about the approximate size of the UFOs. Approximate size of the UFOs? I guess I could ask that. Okay, Teed asks, Nathan, have you done anything to verify this person's identity or credentials? Provenance is the most important aspect of any UAP data because there have been so many hoaxes and so much mis and disinfo. No, and there's no way that I can, because like all the information and correspondence that I've had with this guy, except for the last email, which is one where he said he'd be happy to answer questions, I've already shared. Like I'm not, there's not really much more. The one thing that is like kind of hanging right now is this one image about the 1967 UK Flying Cross UAP, the Angus Brooks incident, because this image does not exist on the internet. But the descriptions of what happened in this incident, even though when I looked into it, like on Wikipedia, it said it was a hoax by like some college students trying to raise money. Two people emailed me, and the descriptions in it was like a book that they had, like matched what was ascribed in the historical event. And I'm going to look into it more and make a video about it, but that's about as far as I can go in terms of trying to, I guess, get credibility. But I understand. I mean, I'm in the same position that you are. And the thing is, like, if he's trying to, like, leak stuff or whatever, I mean, he's not going to just... Like, how does he know that he can trust me, basically? I mean, I've already had a few people email me and, like, ask me to just, like, leak the images or leak the stuff he told me to blur, or, like, anyways, and I'm like, no. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to do that. He told me not to. Like, so, yeah, I don't think he has, there's no reason for him to trust me right now enough to, like, tell me his identity. Okay, I can't pronounce this. Your Venduk. Problem with images is that those kind of images are extremely easy to produce with AI. Yeah, I mean, I could probably produce them with like a pencil or just draw them, and maybe not a pencil, but yeah, I agree. Although I think AI would probably overdo it. They seem so almost like mundane that they wouldn't be produced from AI. Like it seems more likely that someone would just, like, handcraft them. Okay, Phi Ossifer question: given the nature of the phenomena and your experience with it, which is more likely? That the entity is benevolent, malevolent, or indifferent towards us? This is a really good question. Thank you for this. If you, I do have a sort of an answer to this. If you look at the congressional hearing, you'll kind of know, and you kind of like think about the interactions fighter pilots and stuff have had with some of the, like the spheres and stuff like that. It could be interpreted that they're like, I mean, and you know, there's also stories of them like turning off nuclear capabilities at certain sites. And it's almost like you could interpret it as a demonstration of power, which is extremely creepy. But I'll ask him this question. Okay, BT Abyss, question 2. Does he know if this technology is in some way or form already implemented in our public technology? I don't know. Good question. Aaron asks, are you at all personally concerned? I'm assuming if this question is for me, I guess, yeah, a little bit. Like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm not, I can't say that I don't think that's a question for the source, but yeah. What am I concerned about? That I don't really know what I'm getting myself into. But just like a little bit, not that much though. Like I don't know where this could lead. Maybe maybe it'll just die out. Who knows? Okay, BT Abyss. They leaked stuff on 4chan. Didn't know. I didn't know that. Okay, Riker says sorry I was mean. Okay. Captain Fruit. People equate UFO or UAP to whatever the new term is, as it's not from our planet, but per definition, UFO. Okay, yeah. Okay. Bobby Broadway, the email has pictures of supposed video. Why not send the video clips? I'm going to let you ask this question because I have the same question. Like, I mean, I did email him and I was like, hey, like, okay, well, I posted that first wave of stuff you sent. Can we get like some videos and stuff? I'm not exactly sure why they have decided to. Well, I guess you could say they answered this. Like why are they just releasing like little bits at a time? Okay. Why I sent the images. This was a test, a way to gauge what the public can and cannot digest. Think of it as a litmus test for community readiness. Some of you pass with flying colors, critically engaging with the material. Others, not so much. Unfortunately, as I've seen with reactions to this image, I'm left questioning whether the broader community is ready for meaningful disclosure. Many of you dismiss something genuinely anomalous as a ceiling fan, much like how people dismiss the Tic Tac footage for years. This sort of knee-jerk ridicule undermines serious discussion and analysis. Part of the reason that I'm doing this live stream is to really garner serious discussion and analysis, and I guess kind of answer his call here. But we'll see. I guess, as he said, I wanted to see how people would react at first. I mean, okay. Nolan Tater, he spoke of cooperation between allies. Is there cooperation with adversaries? This should bring us together if they really mess with our nukes and stuff. I would recommend watching the Diary of a CEO podcast with the Luis Elenoza guy. He talks about this a little bit, but I will include this question. Okay, if some of the images are supposedly U.S. tech, what is the likelihood that the emailer knows more about crash retrievals, tech reversals, and could enlighten us? I mean, I think it's high because he says here, also someone I know mentioned that the one with engines, so that's the one with engines is over here. It's right here. The one with engines is likely from Skunkworks, which is like advanced research and stuff like that. And then he talks about, I'd rather not have IC breathing down my neck over this. I mean, I can kind of get this. Like, if it's stuff that people are developing, he probably doesn't want to, he probably wants to be able to sleep at night. But let me get back to that. I would say that the likelihood is quite high. I'll include this question, but I think he's going to be, like, I'm almost skittish about sharing anything. Like, if I were to even come across information like this, I'm almost like skittish about sharing it. But he seems that way as well. Crosshairs are for video. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I would say the frames that he shared are from videos. I didn't think of that. Interesting. But I guess he didn't want to show those. Maybe in the future, who knows? I'm not sure. Okay, again, this stuff is really creepy AF. Yeah. The second email that he sent me was like, actually, the time he sent it was before I went to sleep one night, and I had some really creepy nightmares that night. I didn't sleep well, so I can relate. Okay, Captain Fruit, the spikes could be a drone of sorts. The big ones have big ones like that. So are you talking about the spikes? Spikes like this? On a drone? They have spikes? I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that. Okay, the next question. Yeah, my audio is still good. Please redraw the images you were asked to blur. Let me think for a second. What I'm gonna do on this, because I don't want to cross any boundaries. This is something I was thinking about, but let me ask the source if he didn't mind if I did that. And if so, if he's like cool, then I'll redraw them, and then like kind of like pass them back in a video. Audio is very low. Mr. Ash, definitely on the spectrum. Thanks. Everyone's somewhere on the spectrum between autism and ADHD these days. Random Zero, maybe there's a network of them. UFOs before GTA 6. Images are being dragged by the web. I don't know what that means. Bobby Broadway, don't turn into another Ashton Forbes, please. I don't know who Ashton Forbes is. Samra 3D, can you please show us the mothership age, the skunkworks stuff? Like, no. I'm not gonna, like, unless I get permission, I'm not gonna share stuff that I've been asked to blur out. Are the ships interdimensional? Are the ships interdimensional? What beings, species of aliens specifically are driving the UFOs in the images? This is kind of a weird question, but I'll ask it anyway. Nolan Tater, he spoke of cooperation between allies. Is there cooperation with I think you've asked this question like 3 or 4 times, dude. Had they contacted you again since the last email you shared? You might have already covered this, late to the party here. The only thing is I shared like the video link with him. He said thanks. He's like, thanks for being pulled into this. And I was just like, you know, thanks for the stuff. And then he said he'd be happy to answer any questions. You're on 300 so far. Probably 400 or 500 at this point. Okay, see if you can unblur the one that you said bothered you how it looked. The cruciform one? Do you mean the chandelier? Or do you mean the one that, I mean the cruciform entity? So I added these blur effects because I was asked to. If that's what you're talking about. Okay. Why would he send the pictures to ask you to blur them? So this is a good question. I mean, I got this email from him and then I didn't respond. And then I think he was just like kind of thinking about it. And he sent me a few emails in a row. I think he just kind of like changed his mind. Like he's like, okay, I sent this and then maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't have. I think it was just like he changed his mind. I've had some second thoughts regarding the materials I previously shared after seeing the ceiling. Okay, he's already talked about this. All right. Okay. From your first video, the ball looks just like all the spheres and they're supposed to be flying. What? Okay. That doesn't make any I can't read that. The work you're doing is extremely important. Thanks. Don't get sidetracked by porn live. Okay. Do you think Mr. Anonymous got spooked, or is the random YouTube commenter really what made them change their mind on releasing more? I don't know. Also, I'm not really sure, like, I want to, there's certain things I'm not sure I want to speculate on. I don't know. I think that, I mean, you know, there could be a lot going on in this guy's head. I don't know. Alexan, how much does the program know about these entities? No need to go into specifics, but is their origin and purpose known? Or are there just theories? An actual good question. Record that. Okay. Travis Gary, I'm assuming they're a flirt. He said there were various types of cameras, or various types of ways that he collected stuff. Nick Berkshire, the spikes probably focus energy to a point. I don't know. Show these images to Mick West. I mean, if you guys know anyone that you want to show the images to, just show the video to them. One of the other people that I work with from time to time, so Om Trividali, I did a live stream with him, like, I think 2 days ago. So he does cosmology and like high energy particle physics, and he's writing papers with Avi Loeb. Avi Loeb, or Abraham Loeb, was the head of the Harvard astrophysics department, and he has something called Project Galileo. He's actually been on Joe Rogan, and I'm not exactly sure what he covers in that project. I know it's part of Harvard, but it would be kind of interesting to get his opinion on this. I just haven't reached out to him yet. And he's really like a facts type guy. He's like, I don't really care about your image. I could just see him being like, I don't care about the images, but I want to get my own data. And like, he's the type of person that seems to really empirically want to prove that something is true or not, with like multiple sensors and data. If I just like show him images like this, then I don't think that, like, he's not really a conspiracy theorist. I got a topic there. Okay. Okay, Bauer, Raven Black. These images show a lot of creativity, which is concerning. Why would the crafts be any different than what we've been seeing between the dawn of man and a few years back? I think that this is a good question, and when I originally kind of like saw this stuff, I thought the same thing. Like, so if you look at the report that was given to Congress that explains like the type of UAPs, the stuff like the cruciform, the giant cross in the sky, or like the one with all the spikes, or like a cube. None of these are mentioned in the report given to Congress, which was confusing to me as well. And I would also say, to your question here, Bar Raven Black, if you look at the Nuremberg incident, or the woodcut, I think it's from like 1561. It's about like some like battle in the sky that some guy saw. There are crosses in his woodcut, so he talks about that. So between the Dawn of Man and a few years back, it's not 100% true. Okay, Bobby Broadway, AI looking to me. Doesn't AI would make something that looks crazier, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, these are just images. Okay, Mari, do you think he will continue to send over information? Maybe. I'm not sure. Travis Gary, have you compared Jeremy Corbell's chandelier photo to yours? No, but I will. I did not know who this person was. I don't know who this person is. Okay. TC's autographs, cards, and scripts. Are all these images or video? They're all images. Okay. Zero. Does he have any information on the relevance of 2027 and rumors of an event that's been mentioned by people in the know, so to speak? This is getting in the realm of like conspiracy theories. I'll write this down. I'm not sure I'm going to ask it, but okay. Mari G94 in all caps. Do you think it's okay to ask when open contact will occur? It's okay to ask him? I'm going to take this question and just turn it into, when do you think open contact will occur? Okay, Evil Muffin Top. Hello there. Firstly, I would like to say that I'm grateful for your work considering the handover for this alleged disclosure documentation. I have suggested this previously in message, okay? Please look up MH130 UAP. Well, I'll just record this. I don't know what it is. BTBS. So, I guess one thing I haven't mentioned is that a few years back, I did a lot of image analysis, and yeah, you can look to see like if something's been modified or like certain noise things on the images or stuff like that. I kind of forgot a little bit how to do that analysis or what those tools were, but I think that is something that obviously is worth doing again. It's just, it was like 6 years ago. But there are tools to reveal that. And I think this is a good idea. I just haven't done it yet. I'm just going to write this as like a note. Okay. Evil Muffin Top, is it possible to draw the images that are redacted so we can better see the images? Okay, so someone else asked this question, and yeah, so what I've decided is I'm going to ask the source if I could redraw the images and then like pass them by him and then see if it's okay to release what those look like. And then I'll go from there. The person, okay, this guy with a name I cannot say. Hi, from Brazil. Is there a pattern in the types of UAP shapes reported that might suggest a common physical principle or origin? Okay, so like, this is a question for, this is something that Congress kind of like actually covered, or the U.S. Congress actually covered in the report and also in the hearing. Let me see if I can, yeah. And the link to that is, if you guys want to look at that report, I'll post it in chat and see if I can like scroll up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I just posted that in chat. That's the link from Senator Mace, or whoever she is, and it kind of talks about that. But I will ask this question anyway. In the shower. Okay. Did the sender crop the images to make the UAP all the same size in the images? That's a really good question. Like, or is there a way for them to gauge the size? In the redacted data. Okay, Paul's Gaming Live. Underwater bases are the best option to survive a massive nuclear war. Okay. Question, Chief Houdini. Question for you. Have you had any weird things happen since receiving these images? Like any weird phone calls, cars parked outside your house, anything that would lead you to believe you have? Absolutely nothing. No. I have not had anything happen to me. I've had... the only thing is I've gotten emails from people that are like really hardcore into UFO research, and they wanted to like compare notes and stuff like that. That's it. Okay, Lucas Morales asked him, describe the general behavior of these objects when encountered, and two, what is generally the order given to pilots when they report? Do they pursue them or avoid? This question was best... This question was already really answered by... I forgot the guy's name, but it was in the congressional hearing. But he was like a naval commander, and he describes his experience with that. And usually, people just don't talk about it. And the guy talks about how an email disappeared. I forgot the guy's name. But then describe the general behavior of these objects when encountered. Well, whatever. I'll ask this question anyway. Also understand, this person may not answer all the questions. Okay, Aaron, do you think it's photocopies maybe? That could explain the compression maybe? So actually, he did... So, to answer this question, you think it's photocopies maybe? That could explain the compression. I asked him if he had the original images. as you can see here, his response was, I have the original images in digital format, but I cannot provide them directly to avoid any possibility of tracing. For this reason, I chose to send them in scanned format. Please note that these images do not represent the best quality of what I have. This is merely a fraction akin to the last puff of a cigarette. This is like the first series of emails that I got from him. He also says what I can share for now is that some of these images were taken at critical locations, including our nuclear deterrent bases. These objects are clearly surveilling these sites. I can't say that word. Sometimes from very close proximity, which we believe may be in preparation for something more significant. I guess I didn't read that the first time. Which we believe may be in preparation for something more significant. That's kind of interesting that he said that. Also very creepy. Okay, revert anime. Can he describe in detail the physical characteristics, behavior, and origin of the beings associated with these UAPs and how their technology fundamentally differs from anything on Earth? Well, I'm going to save this one and ask him, although I'm just going to make it clear that, like, I don't know if he's going to, like, answer that, but we'll see. Aaron, your Discord link is dead. Yeah, someone told me that a while back. I just haven't gotten around to it. Okay. Oliver Wilcox. Where could we look to validate the infrared cameras? I think the UI from these cameras, if we can cross-reference, would help validate these images as not being AI. That's very clever. I didn't think of that. This might be... You know what? I'm gonna ask this question, but I would also be very curious. Like if you look at the Go Fast or those videos that the Pentagon released, they have metadata in them. Now I want to look this up myself. Shit. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up those videos. What was it? I can't. Okay. So if I... Okay. I am here. And what? I don't know what these things are. Okay, I'll actually do this later because I want to compare that. That's actually it's a really good question, Oliver. I want to compare that to see if like the UI is similar in the images to the official videos that the Pentagon released. and then I'll just release it in like a video or something. Okay, Bauer Ravenblack, there's no reason for these vessels to have had any kind of upgrade, be it visual or functional. They've already had the ability to reach us from other star systems. So why make anything new? There's no reason for these vessels. Which vessels? I'm trying to understand this. There's no reason for these vessels to have had any kind of upgrade, be it visual or functional. You mean like why are there like various or different types or forms of UAP? This question is a little bit confusing, but I'm gonna record it anyway. Mari G94, if the contact is hidden in the messages, please know that most of us believe we are ready for disclosure. It seems like this guy who contacted me reads or watches the videos, so like I'm pretty sure that there's like 200 comments on the last video and I haven't even gone through them, and I think he's probably read a lot of the comments, but we'll see. Okay, can you ask the whistleblower what devices these were captured on? I'll just record this. He already kind of said this. Why is this not working? That's annoying. Okay. What he said was HUD captures, thermal optics, and FLIR. That's what he said about that for now. No noise. I'm not sure. Okay, can you ask him why he's sharing this now and how long have you been sitting on this? Okay. I will ask him that. I think it's probably because of the congressional hearing, though. Like that happened on it was the 15th of... Okay, could the spikes and other shapes seen in these images be explained by optical aberrations or sensor glitches, and what evidence supports or refutes this? When you say spikes, I'm not exactly... I'm curious what the, like, clarification would be here. Like, do you mean the chandelier one? I mean... And irregardless, I'll ask this question. I was driving at night when I saw this guy. Okay. King Milkfart things. This is the hoax. Yeah. I mean, if this is a hoax, then it would be me doing the hoax because I'm getting ad revenue from it. So you can believe me or not. AI. Would he please provide locations and dates to all images? I think I can't. So I asked him for the metadata, and he was like he didn't want to. He didn't want to like give it up, because in the metadata I can get the GPS coordinates and stuff like that. But what he said was these objects are, you know, a lot of them are at critical locations. Okay. I'll ask him like, okay. Okay. Chameleon UK, why leak to someone who clearly doesn't know that much on the subject? I would actually kind of agree with you. Like, UFOs are this area isn't really like my expertise, but I do have a platform. Like I'm able to access, like I'm accessing all of you right now. So I think that might be one reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure who else he tried. I don't know. But I'm already kind of, like the first question is actually already this. It's like, why choose me? Okay. Bobby Broadway, a small anti-gravity craft would not work in space without a planet's gravity. That's an interesting idea. But I think that's more of a thing. Is something to say to like a physicist. KMF on Twitter thinks you made this up. Yeah, I mean, I have like a motive too. Okay, the aliens are amongst us probably. No man. Okay, can't. Okay. Okay. I will say, like, for me, I mean, yeah, it's I love to keep getting images and stuff like this, and like, you know, just keep this going. But if you end up seeing like me stop, or like, I guess this is a bit of a paradox. If you end up seeing me stop, like providing more information on all of this, then you can assume that I didn't make it up, because the logical thing would be to continue to keep like leaking fake images. Okay. Okay, well, if he stops talking to you, share the blurred stuff. I really don't want to. I'm not going to like invalidate someone's trust. Can the UAPs restore your hairline? Well, that would be great. Although we already have technology that can do that. I want to see the entity picture. The cruciform entity. The thing is, like, the cruciform entity. The thing is, like in the first video with the first images, there's something that already looks like it. I'm not exactly really sure why he wanted me to blur this one out. But it looks like this is just head on. It's just a cross in the sky. Okay. Okay. I've watched the hearing and read Lou's book. I understand the secrecy rules, but reckless disclosure might be the only way, unfortunately. Well, it's not really in my hands. My honest opinion on your Ace Tomato Company NFG. Okay, I don't know what that. Oh dear God, is there more? Dear God. Why am I going through chat like this? A bunch more questions just popped up. Okay. I thought I was almost at the end of the chat, and then the chat just spawned like a bunch more stuff. Jesus. Okay. Okay, I'm here now. Shane Elzer, why not come forward? Has he heard? Okay. Whatever. Mushroom, why does this channeler UFO look like it was made in a 1990s CGI software? I don't know. It. I think it. Whatever. Ask how many different UAP crafts have been observed. Why is the U.S. operating reproduction vehicles? Okay. Fundamental thing. In time like today with AI, everyone is wasting everyone's time. Have we truly communicated or merely observed? We have no idea how they work, so how do we know if it makes a difference for them? Okay. So your uncertainty is proof of a thing. No. Okay. Are there raw files of the images, or are they just PNGs, JPEGs? I asked him for the raw files. He wouldn't give them to me. The first one was a PDF of images. The second one was a PNG, which looked like he just kind of made. Yes, someone mentioned that I should save my notepad. I should save my notepad now. God, I need to buy more hair. Where are we? Why would you give pictures to the channel that you don't want the public to see? I don't even understand. That doesn't make sense. Why not come forward? Has he heard of other people being disciplined? Okay. This is a good question. Has he heard of other people? Has he heard of other people being disciplined? What kind of retaliation? I mean, spicy question. The Chandelier one looks very similar to hoax photos that were posted online in 07. Dude used kitchen appliance. Okay. Fundamental thing in a time like today with... Dude. Okay. Star UAP looks like the star that followed Mary and Joseph when Jesus was born. Someone did kind of email me something about that, actually. yeah. Please ask if he has more footage about the Nuremberg cross. So interesting and creepy. Well, I'll record that. It is very hard to click on someone's name. Almost every comment boils down to some kind of inherent pattern recognition humans think they have, or at least they think they rely on. Okay, ask if you got a pic of any of the cities on the moon. No. Can you give us the prompts that you would use to recreate the blurred out images using AI? Okay. Okay, everyone who thinks that these were made by AI, like, I mean, they could easily be made without it. I mean, yeah, we don't know if these are real or not. If he has seen extraterrestrials, can you ask him what his thoughts are on the videos on Skinny Bob and if they could be authentic? How about, have you had any personal experience with, this is a, I'll just phrase it like that. Okay, Stian Nunn asked if he got a pic of any... spam. Ask if you got a pic... Why do I keep falling for this? Okay, Tyler, I can't pronounce your last name. Thank you for the $10. Following up, I'm with the New Paradigm Institute, working to protect UAP whistleblowers against retaliation. Please reach out via email. I'll copy this. Make sure he knows. I don't know anything about New Paradigm Institute, but I'll kind of look it up. Can you debunk any bogus claims about UAP being currently circulated publicly, with particular emphasis on government sources? Very good question. Okay, ask if you got a F you. Are humans a part of any of their objectives / goals? Do we bear any significance to them? I mean, these are kind of like wild questions, but I am a little bit curious on his answers to these. And we're really getting up there on the amount of questions at this point. Okay, post-traumatic. Also, I'm in the military. Yes, they have way better footage than what's been released. These are not it. You can tell that these were filtered black and white and are not infrared. Sorry, but it's obvious. Okay, thank you for that information. He does also say that they were taken with either HUD captures, thermal optics, and FLIR. It's probably a variety of things, but yeah. Okay. Okay, where are we? Are human... Okay. Timmy Blue, you're a con man. This is a cash grab for views. It would be a very clever and elaborate one, but no, it isn't. Also, I think something that might substantiate this is when I released the video about the this one right here that I got. And how it relates to like what some people sent me in an email. Okay. Tyler says, I would highly encourage any whistleblower to not approach Arrow. We've received several reports that Arrow's leadership is not operating with integrity. I've looked a bit at Arrow's website, looking for stuff, but interesting. I will reach out to you too, Tyler. The Chandelier was also published by Jeremy Corbell. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna put this down as a note. Okay, Simi Blue, I'm sorry, I have to do this to you. Okay, have you ever witnessed disagreements or power struggles among those in charge of UAP programs, and what were the consequences? Interesting. This is the con, and I think Bill's willingness to want to believe is being played here. And Dad's back. Why are we being prepared unless we meet some sort of objective or beneficial relationship? Good question. I just looked at the timestamps of these messages, and I realized I've only... Oh my god. I've only gone through like 5 minutes of them. If non-human intelligence were already embedded within our society, what would be the first signs the public might notice? Thank you for the good question. How does the technology study in UAP programs compare to the most advanced technologies we see emerging in the private sector? Thank you for the good questions, Monkey Man. I wonder if I'm actually ever going to finish going through all of these through this chat. See if you could give a region of the world this is located in. My guess is West Coast. Is West Coast off of California. It's a hotbed for energy, which the UAPs may use to recharge. He talks about how like they. I mean, he says, what I can share for now is that some of these images were taken at critical locations, including our nuclear deterrent bases. The PDF file name doesn't sit well with me. If the OP has taken so much care to redact details from the media, why name the PDF file in this way? I assume you're talking about the original PDF file. Yeah, and I kept the original PDF file name for that video. I don't know. It had some numbers and stuff with it too. It's in the first video. I don't really want to go in File Explorer right now and try and pull it up. I hope Strange Mysteries. I hope someone says that. I hope that I'm not the one making this for my channel. I mean, yeah, would make good content, but I guess I'm just stuck in this paradox now. Dad's back. It's only 300 plus people. I don't know if this is a cash grab. Yeah, like I'm making some money, but I'm not making like that much. Maybe like maybe something like $500 or something. Maybe at the end, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the channel historically, I never did UFO stuff. I just kind of got pulled into this a bit, and you guys like it, so. Project Blue Book. So Luis Elizondo and David Grush have both refused to describe the entities as extraterrestrial. They both say they are non-human entities. Does this allude to the pilots being interdimensional? So I think a really good answer to this is in the Diary of a CEO podcast, once again, that has Luis Elizondo. I can't pronounce this dude's name. It's a really good podcast. You should watch that. He has some really interesting things to say about this. He talks about, I'm not going to take his words, but I don't remember. I haven't really looked at much David Grush stuff, except for the Yes Theory video. But I don't know what he said, but Luis Elizondo doesn't seem to specifically, like, the most you get out of him is like a yes or no. And he also talks about how things could be like living like natural to the earth and stuff like that. But I'm going to copy this question, put it in my little list. Okay. That two of these photos are definitely tracked. The second he posted them, the second they would know. This should be proof alone. This isn't real. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, are these secret satellite imagery gathered so far by IC able to... Is the secret satellite imagery gathered so far by IC able to prove extraterrestrial origin of some of those UAP? Okay. Lil Piff Lord, has any source ever verified if the dreams people report having after a UAP sighting have any credibility and mean an abduction has happened? Some of these questions I feel maybe out of the scope of the guy who like sent me this stuff, but I'll record this one anyway. Maybe it'll open some doors or something. At this point, I wonder if this might be too many questions at this point. Okay, Zavi, let's say these are real and this channel is sharing stolen classified info. Wouldn't that be the end of this channel or would have been raided already? Okay, let's think about this. Yeah, that's a bit of a concern. Like I don't know. I mean, like the thing is, like, if let's say I just like disappeared or something, or the channel disappeared or the videos disappeared, then that kind of like just that would provide more proof that that would just verify that things were real. I guess it could go either way. I would assume that they'd probably contact like YouTube themselves too. I mean, I don't know. Nothing's happened to me. Nothing's happened to the videos. I mean, you guys are all still here watching this. Add Poppy Pancake. Okay. The Pentagon is one thing that weirded me. Okay, one thing that weirded me out the most from Elizondo's book had more to do with remote viewing. Knowing that it exists and the details of how it works are just as strange as UAP, perhaps even more. I forgot the name. Andrew Bastante or Bastamante. He actually talks about remote viewing too, and that guy's like really credible. But then he's like, yeah, in the CIA, we just found that it didn't work at all. I mean, there's documentation about it from what I know, and from watching that guy who actually was in the CIA. But I think it was more like, okay, cool, you could see this, but then we check it, like there's nothing there. Like I'd really want to apply the scientific method to something like that. Okay, at Xavi, that's not how that works. Multiple news agencies, I need to drink water, have shared leaked documents and pictures of all kinds of things. That's in response to him saying that the channel is sharing stolen classified info. Well, yeah, that's a good point, Twist UAP. Okay. TC's autographs, cards, and scripts. If these images are stills from a vid and they look like they are, I bet those blurred borders of those images show altitude, speed, and distance, which would give an idea of size. I bet that they would as well. That reminds me that I want to compare the UI of them to officially released images, or like go fast and stuff like that. but he isn't a reporter. Yep, yeah. I am not a reporter or news agency. I mean, you still like, well, I don't know, good point. Do the different shapes seem to have different functions, purpose, or behavior? When have I ever written that? I believe. Okay. Many whistleblowers are also protected in ways they don't even know themselves. Interesting. You seem to be defending and feeling personally offended for casting doubt on the photos. Actually, I guess you're kind of right. I mean, I mean, it's in my best interest for the person sharing this to continue sharing stuff, and it's kind of in everyone's best interest. So I do have a bias towards taking his side. What is this? Okay. It's really annoying. How do I get rid of this? Okay. Can you ask the source about the Battelle Memorial Institute? I mean, I think we're getting a little too specific here. I might filter out some of these questions. Ask him why he discredits the Okay. Okay. Now we're getting into weird stuff. This is an interesting question. Are there any pictures where the craft have any sort of letters, symbols, or similar on it? I'm casting doubt because there's redactions in places where nothing would even be. He's obviously lying, and if he isn't, then show real proof. Show me a video, an HD video, like what we've seen. Dude, I think I included it, but okay, maybe there's like one or two emails between this, and where I was like, hey man, can you like, we're like ready for the HD videos. So I have the same, I feel the same. Why would he leak to you and not someone like JR? And I'm not sure who JR is. Not meant to be a dig, but if you really wanted to get the word out, wouldn't you do it through someone with the biggest following possible? I have the same question, actually. Like, I feel a little bit random. I feel lucky, but I also feel a little bit random. Okay. What's the relationship between the machine-looking UAPs versus the orbs, lights, etc.? Okay, I think that, like, I think the ones that are machined are made, like, in some sort of advanced like research facility. Like I think they're made by man, and they're trying to like copy their imagery. Why do one of my lights go out? Fuck. Whatever. Ask him to reveal something or an image that is not yet public but will likely be soon for credibility. I'm not sure if he controls what will be like leaked soon or will be leaked soon. But I mean, it is an interesting thing to ask. I'll write this down. Like, whatever. Would he reconsider allowing us to see the image of the mothership and other blurred images from the second drop? I will record this. I mean, he had this like, he seemed like he really got spooked. Like, for example, like if you look at this point in the email, like I thought I kind of lost everything. So I'm not sure how he feels about that. I think that well, we'll see. I mean, I can only ask. Although at this point there's so many questions. Okay, the chandelier image is the one that gets me. Yeah, that one scares the crap out of me too. It's really creepy. Post-traumatic. I'm in the military. He's bullshitting. What did post-traumatic, or what did Poppy Pancake say? Something about spirits? Okay. Okay, can you personally talk more about the mothership bay door, which he asked you to redact after sending it to you? Yeah. So it just looks like a giant it just looks kind of like a giant door. I don't know. It just looks like a giant open door. It doesn't look like anything. I'm not even sure that it was a door. It just looked like a like if it was a door, the door would have folded inward. I mean, that makes the most sense. It didn't look like anything was like folding outward. I mean, the image quality wasn't that great. And then it was just like darkness inside. But it like the door was, or that cargo door was like, it was quite big relative to whatever the craft was. Like if you're looking at the photo, yeah. So the main like part of the craft, okay, it's like a triangle and there's wings. There's this main part of the craft, and the door was almost as big as that main like body of the craft from the perspective of the photo. Okay. Okay. This is already all over Reddit. I think he trusts everyone. Okay. What must we do to show you we're serious and grateful? I kind of hope this doesn't get like, I mean, this entire thing is like, it's been a weird past 3 days. I can't like, I'm starting to feel a little like, because so people now think that I'm like BSing, and like I don't want to be known for being like that guy. I'd rather post videos about other things, but whatever. Okay. Night shift podcast about the start. with Mike Malek? Is it possible to contact them? Well, I'll ask that. I don't know how much this guy knows about stuff. I will say if like another creator wanted to like contact me, I could I don't know, maybe I could somehow substantiate my end of things more, or something like that. Sorry, the chat's lagging, but okay. Do you actually believe he is willing to reveal what sensors technology do they hide on their best? Yeah, this is a good point. I mean, they made a big point about this in the congressional hearing. They created a bubble in space-time. I did see a diagram. I mean, I have heard of accounts where when people get close to the craft, that there's like a time dilation, and I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. Like, if you're able to like kind of dilate time, you could that could like around your craft or whatever, that could allow you to do a bunch of crazy maneuver, or it would allow somebody to seem like it was doing crazy maneuvers in real time. It's just a random theory I had. Okay. Okay, make sure you back everything up on a physical thumb drive and store it safely somewhere. Numerous accounts of people getting backdoor deleted files. Yeah, I might do this at the same time, like in a weird way. I don't know if I want to be holding like a hot. This feels like a some sort of a boomer analogy, but I don't want to be holding like a hot potato or something. Like, it's very important to me that this guy or whomever it is told me, please blur these things. And when he told me that, it's very important to me that for whatever reason he had, that I follow like what he said, and I don't go rogue. Just to me, that's immoral, and also it just destroys trust, which has been given randomly to me. And I think karma. I'm a believer in karma, and just I don't think good things would come from that. Like if I were to ever, let's say, just like release stuff without permission. Could you ask him if he believes some missing for 11 cases could be related to these UAPs? Okay. This might be a bit too specific of a question. We know more about the moon than we do about our oceans. Okay, ask him if he has. I'm. Oh, the chat just refresh. Jeez. Chat just refreshed again. Okay, Poppy Pancake. At least you don't flat out believe it. That is what I was worried about. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you guys, except I can kind of see the blurred images, which aren't that special, and that's it. Does he know anything about an anthropology division in the program? Okay, this is getting. I'm gonna have to skip a few questions because these are getting like a little bit specific. I've seen a UAP at night twice. Both were preceded by a white bird flying. That's weird. Okay. Okay. Sorry if I'm skipping your question. I'm getting overloaded at this point. Is there any picture where the craft got any kind of... Okay. Yeah, I already wrote that one. Runar, okay. Yeah, by the way, so Runar here, Runar, with, I guess, looks like a Norwegian name or something. I don't know. He keeps mentioning, he did keep mentioning something called a legacy program, and I don't know what a legacy program is, or what that was, or. I don't know exactly what that is, but this is a very good question. Thank you, Bernard. You've reminded me why I'm doing this live stream again. Okay. I don't think he knows when GTA 6 is coming out. Can you ask if he has worked with any public figures in regards to the UAP, like any of the whistleblowers that are known? Okay, I'll write this down. I'm probably going to have to do some filtering on these because I don't think I can present him with something which will probably equate to around 100 questions. Hank McKinley, yes, you were right with that. In fact, if you look down on my screen here, there's a program I have called EXIF tool that you can do stuff like that with. So like I'm quite familiar with the manipulation of metadata from an old business I used to, or an old startup I was working on to identify copyrighted images. Is the legacy program strictly concerned with the current situation, and is their aim strictly to increase current capabilities to counter the threat? Can you ask him about the abductive? Do you mean like flight? Was it flight? Flight NH like 730 or something? I don't talk to the cops. Sorry. I do kind of wonder if he's watching this right now. He might be. He might have even emailed me. I don't know. I haven't checked my email. The disclosure is already on the images. Someone familiar with those equipments, the visual sensors, positions of those data, numbers, letters around would easily recognize the nature of the images. Yes. Also, I am gonna I guess if I knew someone in the, I think this is a really good point, and it also brings up a point what I talked about before, where I do want to compare this to like the Go Fast videos or other things, or I don't know. But these UIs, yeah, the redactions in the UI. You really can figure out some stuff with that. And like some of the ones that are blurred have like 14 or 15 redacted boxes. So okay, can you ask about Bob Lazar's claims? Bro's gonna be answering questions until disclosure actually happens. Yeah. This has gotten out of control. Okay, we've already done the MH37. Thank you, Runar. Thanks a lot, actually. You ask good questions. Honestly, that seems like enough question. Yeah, I'm starting to feel this way as well. Okay, stop using words. You have no clue what they mean. Okay. Keep up with awesome videos. No power. I can create hundreds. Yeah. Huh. The original resolution of the images. Is the reason this leaker is coming forward is due to the supposed 2020... What is the 2027 event? I think the reason he's coming forward is because there's that congressional hearing on November the 15th. So it was just like... And then I started posting clips of it. I mean, that was a pretty... somewhat of a big hearing. What? I gotta skip this question because I don't know what the 2027 event is. I only have one question for this so-called whistleblower. That is, why does he feel disclosure is a privilege? I'm not sure. At the same time, it is like in. He's the one who controls if like if he's gonna release stuff or whatever. So, from his point of view, he's the one who has the ultimate power over this right now. So. Are you aware of some kind of big event coming up soon? Who is Ashton Forbes? Holy crap, I'm like 30 minutes behind in the chat. Okay. Since Space Force Since Space Force has been created, have there been 0 whistleblowers from that group? If these sightings happen every day, why haven't they seen anything if they're looking to the stars? I don't know. Elon Musk says he doesn't see anything. I'm not sure if he has like cameras on Starlink, on the Starlink satellites or anything though. Do these things warp and change shape? Good question. But I haven't really heard of that. By the way, okay. Okay, in your heart, do you, Wilson FLZ, in your heart, do you feel these are real and why? I want your opinion on what you were saying. I don't get the energy from you that you believe this is fully legit. I'm a little confused about, first off, like why they contacted me, and I don't see a motive that they're necessarily benefiting from for sharing this information with me, besides the fact that they want to share it with the public. Now, do I feel these images are real? I'm gonna have to dodge the question and say that I am just looking at, I would say I look at probabilities and like once facts start to add up or not add up. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with this story. I have a lot of my own questions with this. It's definitely kind of weird. I don't think I could give a binary answer to your question, Wilson. I don't really think in terms of that. Like, no, I'm approaching this from like, this is what I'm experiencing, or this is the information I'm getting, and I'm just sharing it with you guys. That's about it. And the way that you all feel is probably it's the exact same way that I feel. I want HD videos. I mean, like, I want to see some alien bodies, some cheeks. I am not aware of the 4chan OP thread. What the hell? It's very hard to highlight things. Okay, as the source, while these photos are splattered all over Twitter, are you the only one he shared with? And when was he introduced to the UAP environment? Good question, actually. In the video, in the second drop video, you can see where I'm showing where I do a reverse image search, and none of the images show up. Now that could be that the images weren't indexed yet on Twitter, or they could have taken them from my video. I'm not sure. But I will ask that. As the source, okay, yeah, you're, that triangle UAP looks exactly like a screen grab from a color video of a triangle in Mexico. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, this doesn't look like a triangle to me. It looks like a square that's like tilted. Are these UAPs from different species? I mean, these are some weird questions, but at the same time, like, I am a little interested in just asking a few ridiculous questions. I guess this isn't a ridiculous question, but I guess it would be interesting to see how people like the source will respond to some kind of out there questions. Scrumble, regarding my comment about Battelle, Scrumble, you'll have to like you'll have to like repost the question. I'm like lost in chat. Runer, that's That's not a bad idea. Actually, I'm probably gonna kind of go through these questions and filter them anyway. If someone sent me an email that had 75 questions in it, I don't think I'd answer them. Yeah, I could do like multiple polls, just like so we get like 8 questions. Impossible visits, yes, I did use the word footage. It was clickbait. Sorry. I could have used images. I wanted to have a better title. I will admit to that. Assuming the man, yeah, he might be watching it. Do you think we study aliens to create our own military craft? I think this is a little, depending we do have it, that assuming we do have military craft, alien craft, then studying them would be kind of a no-brainer. But I'm going to include this question anyway. Yes, hard to guess the size on some of these. The cruciform is very interesting. The cruciform is interesting, but it's also, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of terrifying. Like, it's just such a weird shape. Ayush Gurung, I posted a video that I found like on Facebook that does show this, that it shows a UAP doing this. I'll put this in with the questions though. I think asking him questions is we might get more information than we think, because answering questions like that might be a little bit more safe than like leaking images, but we'll see. Regarding the Tic Tac video, why is the crosshair all messed up? I don't know. I strongly believe that one UAP picture is from the Atalanti incident that happened in 1990 Greece. People said they saw crosses in the sky, and also there was a crash there. So what you're describing here is actually what happened in the Nuremberg incident. A lot of the things crashed and like were smoking and stuff. The one in the 1500s. We have seen the fire. Yeah. Can this individual release photos to you that has all the information redacted except for the date of when the photo was taken? Well, I think he's going to release the information that like that he wants to. I kind of already asked that. I find the chandelier spike UFO most interesting. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. Wilson FLZ, I believe you created this AI images for attention and you were trying very hard to be careless. I study actions and how people are. It seems either you or someone else created this and it's false. Okay. Okay. Post-traumatic. The chandelier I've seen before. Dude faked it in California. It just looks like those photos. Okay. Notorious UFO whistleblowers always sending info to randoms. I mean, this. I'm curious about why he sent it to me too. Once again, I think I've said that 18 times now. Is there any picture with a craft in a wormhole or any other technical capabilities shown on it? Just show us what the fuck is right there. I would if you didn't ask me to not. It is right there. I could just remove the layer. Does he have colored photos or videos of the boomerang triangle orb from close proximity? I'll phrase this as like yes or no. I don't know how I'm gonna go through all these. You know what? I'm gonna use AI, I think, to go through all these questions and just like condense them. That's a good idea. Full 2023 House Oversight hearing, link in chat. Are you posting the link? If he shows them and they are real, the leaker will never release anything else to him. Yeah. Yeah, the pictures, I mean, they're different than the other ones. And they look like I have like a little bit more detail, but in my opinion, I think that they're experimental craft. But yeah, it's exactly like Aaron said. He must have shown me the doll or the other. I don't have a doll with me right now. Thank you, Chief Houdini. The craft are made of material with colors that are not visible to us. The balls of light. Okay, this is a top tier troll. Post-traumatic, what would make you, let me ask you this question. What would you have to see that would make you believe that everything, like things, or like, at what point do things become believable? Like, anything on the internet could just be BS at this point. I mean, I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm not asking you to believe the dude. But, whatever. I guess it's necessary for there to be some, skeptics. What does it say? Why does it say cruciform entity? Does it mean that it is a? Does it mean that it's a living organism rather than a craft? That's an interesting question. I didn't think of that. Like, that's a really freaking. Thank you. Yeah, because that word entity isn't used anywhere else. Huh. I wonder if that's a really interesting observation. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Chat again. Chat just refreshed again. The way Elizondo talked about anthro consultants being consulted, blah, blah, and Chief Houdini, I tried that. AI has a crazy imagination and adds all sorts of stuff. I mean, like, you don't need to use AI to make these images. And yeah, if you ask it, it'll just add crazy crap. Like, I don't know if I could. I don't think you even could very easily make these images with AI because they're so simple and like basic. If you figure out how to recreate this, let me know because I'm currently trying. Okay. Thank you, Chief Houdini. If it was real, he wouldn't have gotten defensive about the ceiling fan thing. Or maybe it's the other way around. I'm not sure. Okay, Lucas Morales, I will write the question, does he think UAP are a threat? Well, I mean, if he does say that, he kind of alludes to this. I've showed this 15 times now. Some of these images were taken at critical locations, including our nuclear deterrent bases. These objects are clearly surveilling these sites, sometimes from very close proximity, which we believe may be in preparation for something more significant. So. Okay, I'm going to start going a little bit faster through chat because it would be nice to actually get to like the part where I'm interacting with you live. Where did he say anything about something demonic? Okay, Broom, I've already answered this. I have to ask him if I can like attempt to redraw them. Bauer Ravenblack, I'm quite sure you're not doing what you're doing out of lack of interest in the subject of unexplained phenomena. What is it that drives you? What do you hope to find in the end? I mean, I think I would say that I'm hoping to find out exactly what you guys are hoping to find out. And by kind of hosting this and getting questions and just trying to, I guess, maybe chip away, we'll get closer to the truth. At the same time, the truth might be really scary. So, yeah. What drives me right now is that search for truth, but I'd also kind of like to get my channel going again. So part of it's financial. But I also want to, like, you know, I'm just as curious as you all. What makes you think he'll answer any questions when he dismisses us so easily off rip? I don't know. Dear God. If you show people living in a cult with hard evidence their cult is evil, many will turn a blind eye because they favor their current worldview and don't want it challenged. Okay. Man, I'm 21. Okay, 21 minutes behind. Elon Musk has that card. Yeah, he did. Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I wonder if the Starlink satellites have. Okay, Elon Musk did say that he'd be like the first to tweet about it if he saw anything. I think it was on a Joe Rogan. It was on a Joe Rogan podcast, and the important part about the Starlink satellites is if there's going to be like there could have. He said that he hasn't had to adjust any of his satellites to avoid a collision, which is something you have to worry about if you're flying that many satellites in low Earth orbit. But I wonder if he has cameras in all the satellites. And I mean, the cameras would have to be looking down, and I don't know. How would the acknowledgement of non-human intelligence challenge the fundamental assumptions that underpin human identity, free will, and our understanding of reality itself? It kind of feels like this was an AI-generated question, but it's a good question. And I don't know, because I think we're only going to know what that feels like when it happens. If it happens. Real Venom, I wonder that as well. Wilson FLZ, I respect you and thank you. You are cool. You have my subscription. I was cautious at first, but I believe you. Thank you. Thanks. I mean, I'm glad I won your respect. You did leave quite a few messages that were like just accusing me of making all this up. Okay. Though we have recovered reverse engineered technology, have the aliens brought food with them? What would that look like? Is there any? Is it limited to food? This is funny, but I'm trying to catch up to the present moment. Ask him if there's some sort of information that verifies his authority, and this is a good question. I'm not sure if I'll answer it though. We don't have that information because we're okay. What? Does the nature of the UAP phenomenon reveal mechanisms of consciousness itself? And if so, how might it redefine our understanding of reality and the human mind? This might be a bit too deep, Monkey Man. I'm sorry. I have to skip some of these. Feels like okay. Okay. Dude, they're talking about you on the Night Shift podcast? Really? Well, I mean, if they are, like, maybe they'll hit me up. I think I remember Mike being into, like, UFO stuff. I'll have to check that out. I was a fan of his stuff. I remember when he started. But yeah, maybe Mike will hit me up. I mean, my email is pretty easy to find in the videos. Okay, is there a back and forth between you and the sender or radio silence now? So the last, I haven't checked my email since this podcast began. I'm not this podcast, this live stream. God, I've been doing this a while. Maybe he's emailed me. The last thing I got from him was just him saying, yeah, he'd be interested in like just answering questions. I've been good, J-Rod. Okay, I'm sorry to everyone who posted something. I'm gonna skip to the present and just see what you guys are saying. I'm starting to get a little bit tired and like worn. Okay, let's scroll this down. Like I can do another one of these or something. Yeah, I can. I think at this point we kind of have like enough questions. And I think I need to like take a break. And like let's see what happens in response to these questions. And man, my mind is just like slowing down now. Let's see what happens in response to these questions. And then let's go from there. And maybe like, I might do a poll and then maybe we'll like do this again. I am drinking espresso. Okay. Thanks for everything, guys. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, we'll see what happens.